In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the links between music and our diet, which might sound really strange while you're watching this, but hear me out. There's a strong link between what we listen to and how we engage in music and our diet, our weight management, our overall health. I'm recording this in January, whilst many of us are, perhaps thinking about our goals for the year, whether we want to lose weight, to exercise more, to feel healthier. Whatever it is, I'm sure that there's some way that you can use music to help you to achieve this goal. And obviously it's not music alone, music with other interventions as well. But I'm hoping this video will just give you an introduction into how you can use music to make you feel good, to help with your overall health. Obviously I talk a lot about well-being in music, and I think health and well-being go hand in hand. So I felt it's only right that I make this video to talk about the link between music and health as well. So the first one I'm going to talk about, and obviously you've seen my videos, maybe on Instagram, where I've been trying to do a lockdown dance most days with my children. So the number one thing I'm going to talk about is movement to music, and how that can help. So obviously, for most of us, if we want to lose weight, there are kind of two ways that we look at it. We change our diet, or we do more exercise, or both. So in terms of doing more exercise, listening to music, listening to sort of high energy music. Again, I never want this thing to be prescriptive. So listening to music that makes you feel in higher energy, that gives you a positive boost, an uplift, gets you pumped. And I'm sure you know the type of music that resonates for you for this type of thing. Get up, move, dance. Don't worry what you look like. Move to the music, because it's a great way to exercise. It's a great way to keep fit. Research shows that listening to music while we exercise can help us to exercise for faster and longer. It's a great distraction, and that's kind of one of the reasons why we can exercise for longer, harder, faster, because music kind of takes you away from that space and creates that distraction. But also it releases endorphins, so it's that kind of feel good. You want more of this. So listening to music that gets you in that high energy state can make you exercise more, and will make you want to come back to that as well. So if you had a particular playlist that you always go back to, whether this is one that you've created, or check out on Spotify, they've got loads of playlists, different genres. So I've listened to like a rock music workout. It doesn't have to be kind of club music, or kind of music that you would normally hear maybe in a gym. But check out different playlists. But whatever it is, if you're listening to the same thing, you might find that then when you go back to exercise another day, you remember kind of what it felt like the last time that you were doing it, and you were in this high energized state. Then when you listen to that playlist again, you immediately go back to those feelings and you want to exercise more. Likewise, as a side note, if you find that particular session might have been hard for whatever reason, then the music that you listen to, you might want to listen to something completely different on the next session, because those feelings might still be lingering. So just to be kind of mindful of that. So that's one thing, is that listening to music can get us moving. And moving to music has been shown to help fight off illness. So it can boost our immune system, which is obviously great this time of year. So I'm recording in January. So that's one, is movement to music. Another one is sleeping. So I've spoken about this before, but listening to music just before bed or in the evenings, music that's a slower tempo, music that kind of puts you in that mellow mood. that can help you to get to sleep and have a better quality of sleep. And now I'm no expert around sleep or around diet connected with sleep. So the things I'm going to be talking about are things that I've read, and I recommend you look more into this if it's something you're interested in. But there is a link between good quality sleep and our diet and the way that our body processes food as well. So if you think about it, if you're listening to music before you go to bed in the evening, helping to relax your muscles, to get you into a good night's sleep, that can then help with your diet as well, and the way that your body processes food. So I think that's a pretty amazing link too. So another one is that when we're stressed, I don't know about you, but when I'm stressed, I turn to the biscuit jar, the sweets, the crappy food, and I don't focus so much on my own wellness, on giving my body what it needs. So keeping hydrated, taking on more fruit and vegetables. I turn to the junk food. But by listening to music, music that we have familiar associations with, or music that puts us into a positive mood, has been shown by research to reduce stress, to reduce anxiety, to reduce cortisol levels, which is our stress hormone. So there's another link between the music that we listen to and our diet, in terms of if we're feeling less stressed, less anxious, we're less likely to turn to the junk food, and we're probably more likely to take care of ourselves, to focus on self-care, which includes getting out and getting exercise. So we can start to see that pattern emerging, I think, between music and our wellness. So well-being, going hand in hand with wellness, with health too. So I'm thinking of another one that's really good. So what I've said about endorphins, listening to music releases endorphins. It puts us in that state where we're feeling good about ourselves, or feeling energized. We're then more likely to turn to food that is what our body needs. So another one is that listening to music in the background while we eat, we can create our own environment. So I think I've touched upon this in other videos, but if you say, for example, you want to spend more time at the dinner table, or you want to slow down while you eat and actually allow your body time to take in the food, not just rushing the food and wolfing it down, but you want to slow down. Well, then you could use music to create that environment, much like a restaurant, is that kind of that feeling. And then we're more likely to stay at the table or wherever we're having our food, and we're more likely to slow down. So this wouldn't be a time that you'd want to use high energized music that you're using for exercise, for instance, but you might want to listen to music that has a slower tempo. That then helps us to kind of to slow it down, for our body to actually kind of take on and manage the food. I'm not a digestion expert at all, but the research does show that listening to music, particularly like classical piano music, can help to for us to kind of to slow down while we're eating, to then spend more time at the table. So they're kind of the main points that I wanted to get across today. There'll be more that come to me over the weeks, and I'll probably pop that out in a blog post. But I hope that this kind of just gives you an idea of the link between music and our diet, and how we feel about ourselves, and just kind of gives you food for thought. I hadn't thought about a pun, but there you go. I'm hoping that this gives you food for thought, something to think about. If you've got any points around this is quite a new area of interest for me as well. So I'm learning more about it. So if you know more about this, or you're a nutritionist, or a personal trainer, or any interest around health and wellness, I'd love to know more about your own experience. and we can look at kind of the ways that music links with health and wellness, because it's a really fascinating topic. I hope that you agree. Hope that you have a wonderful day, and I'll catch up with you soon.